everyone, welcome or welcome back. Fall always feels like the season when trend predictions and what to wear videos are everywhere. And honestly, I always end up feeling a bit overstimulated by it all. And funny enough, it's also the season when I shop the least. So instead of adding more fuel to the trend fire, I wanted to make something a little different, just a video about the pieces and styling concepts I'm genuinely excited to wear this season. And some are obvious staples, others are new styling ideas for me, but none of it's about trends or must haves. I think it's really nice to start a new season by focusing on what you feel excited to wear again, because I always find that at the start of a season, I feel a kind of abundance in my own closet. There are so many pieces I haven't worn for months and they kind of feel new again. So lately, I mainly noticed myself wanting to style more color for fall. I've always been a pretty neutral girl, but this year I keep reaching for brighter tones. There are still so many sunny days in fall, and even though I love deep dark outfits, I'm trying to save those for winter. It gives me something to look forward to later, but for now, I'm really enjoying adding pops of colors or just making sure black isn't always the base of my outfits. And every time I wear a super dark look when the sun's out, it just feels off, like I need a touch of color. And in this outfit, for example, the scarf is doing the heavy lifting. I do love all the blue tones in this outfit, but I feel like without the scarf, the outfit feels a bit bland. And I've had this one from COS for about 4 years now, and it's still one of my favorite pieces. But this is all not to say that I'm skipping black altogether this fall. Black will always be one of my favorite colors for basics, but I've been trying to avoid pairing all black items together. So if I wear a black bag, I'll reach for a lighter jacket just to make each piece stand out a little bit more. And it also feels a bit more casual, which is exactly what I love about fall. And speaking of black bags, the piece I'm most excited to wear this season and beyond is the new bag from Est Studios. They kindly gifted it to me after already sending me one in the beginning of summer, and back then I went for their Capture Large shoulder bag, which I chose because I found a gap in my wardrobe for a larger bag which I can add to a suitcase as a travel bag when I need a lot of essentials at hand, and I can even use that one as a tiny weekender bag. But this time they released a new collection, and I'm not exaggerating when I say I gasped when I saw this one. It's their large baguette style, and I'd been eyeing similar shapes online for ages because I really like the Alaya tackle bag, for example, but those are not in my budget, and since I usually buy my bags secondhand, I could never find a bag in a similar style. So I'm so happy to finally have this piece in my collection. And for me, it's a perfect everyday bag, whether I'm heading into the city or just going out for the day. It's designed so thoughtfully, you can add or adjust compartments inside so I can separate my camera from my notebook or just make space for a water bottle. And the shape is perfect for me since it fits a lot, but it isn't deep, so you can find everything immediately without needing to search for something at the bottom of your bag. And if you know me, I am definitely that person who always loses something that ends up just being in my bag. I also really like the idea of a baguette bag, clenching a baguette under your arm, but it isn't really necessary with this bag because the handles are long enough so it sits perfectly. And it is more of a structured bag, and that ties into something else I've been loving lately, and it is making my bag the focal point of my outfits. It can be in color, but since my fall outfits tend to be more oversized and slouchy, I also like having a more structured bag to balance everything out, and this one does that perfectly. You might also notice that I had just painted my nails before opening this bag. I usually keep them neutral, but about every 2 months I get the urge to add some color. And this time I decided to wear all my nail polishes at once. and I was inspired by a few Pinterest photos and I ended up loving it. It just adds a bit of fun to an outfit, and I think next time I'll try one color on one hand and a different color on the other, just to keep playing around with it. The next thing I've been excited about is layering colored t-shirts under sweaters. I used to only wear white t-shirts peeking out, it felt like the only intentional option at the time, but lately I've been loving using my colored tees as little accents in my outfits. It's also a nice way to get more use out of my colored t-shirts because I realized I barely wore them this summer. And since it's such a small detail, it's a really subtle way to introduce color. And in this look, for example, I matched my t-shirt with my yellow bag, but I don't think they always have to match. You could easily mix any colors together and it still works. And this little styling formula has honestly made me think of hundreds of new outfit ideas just from pieces I already own. Another styling tip I've been loving to wear lately is pairing a patterned item with a color. And for some people that might sound obvious, something they do automatically, but for me most of my wardrobe has solid colors, and whenever I wear a pattern, it's usually the main focal point in my outfit. But recently I've been experimenting with adding another color to it, and it makes the whole look feel more casual and effortless. I think it's always helpful to look at your usual outfit formulas and notice what you tend to do and what you never do. On one hand, it's great to have a uniform or a go-to formula that makes you feel comfortable and like yourself. But on the other hand, it's also worth asking if there are things you avoid simply because you don't like them or because you've never tried them. And I feel like when we start experimenting in those small ways, we end up discovering so many new ways to wear what we already own. And this blue bag definitely helped with that because I've been using this as a work bag, a bag to keep my laptop and everything in. And I've been pairing it with everything and it feels very casual. I also wanted to share something I'm excited to wear that I always look forward to wearing in fall. It's not something new, but more of a combination I wish I could wear all year around, and that is an oversized sweater and just simple trousers. Especially without a jacket, I love those perfect fall days with crisp air and no rain, when a big wool sweater is all you need. And we don't usually get many of those days here in Belgium, but it feels like this year has been much drier than usual. And maybe that's also the reason why I've been loving color so much lately. And at the same time, I think this outfit is an example of some things I said earlier. I think the bag is perfect for this look because it brings a bit more structure and with that a little bit more contrast. And contrast for me is something I find makes an outfit more interesting. Not juxtaposition necessarily, because I think that's when an outfit can cross the line from a good outfit to a chronically online outfit. But every outfit is up for debate, of course, and I am open to be proven wrong. And this outfit does also not have black as the base of the outfit. My trousers are grey and the sweater is brown, but I did feel like it was missing a touch of color, so I added this blue scarf, which instantly brightens up the look and makes the outfit feel a bit more me, or a bit more me for this season. And I do like it when you can instantly recognize someone by looking at one of their wardrobe staples. And since I like so much variation, that might sometimes be a little bit harder for me to achieve. But I have been wearing this scarf and the orange scarf for a couple of years now, so I do like to believe people recognize me by them. The last thing I'm excited to wear this fall might sound a little strange, which is why I saved it for last, and that is an ill-fitting jacket. Preferably a vintage or second-hand one, or even better, a piece you got from someone else. I think for most people, fall equals coziness, and for me, that means wearing things that feel comfortable, but also keeping close the pieces that feel like home. That might mean reaching for a jacket you've worn season after season, even if it looks a bit worn in or doesn't fit quite right, especially when it's something that used to belong to someone else. And wearing a piece that doesn't fit perfectly always makes me think there must be another reason you love it. And to me, that reason usually has something to do with emotional attachment. And I have a few vintage jackets I bought years ago and a couple I got secondhand from friends and family. And I find myself wanting to wear them the most right now. So that's it for all the things I'm excited to wear this fall. There's not really a trend I've been gravitating towards. Now that I think about it, it's more that fall makes me want to return to the things that feel familiar. So let me know what you've been excited to wear this season or what would be on your list. I am always curious to hear new ideas and inspiration. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.